Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. In review today is Death Wish on 4K Blu-ray. Let's take a look at the tech specs. It was shot on 35mm, it's got a 4K DI, the aspect ratio is 185:1, it's got DTS 2.0 and DTS 5.1 audio options. The disc supports HDR10 and Dolby Vision with a full enhancement layer for the Dolby Vision grade. The HDR10 grading has a maximum content light level of 1002 nits and a maximum frame average light level of 246 nits. It's a 100GB disc. The average bitrate is 74.75 megabytes per second. The runtime is 93 minutes and it's rated 18. When it comes to the picture quality, it's best not to set your expectations too high for this one. Death Wish, now 49 years old, is primarily a dark and gritty affair with frequent drab and dimly lit urban environments, so it's never going to be a stunner. With that being said, Kino's new 4K Blu-ray release, accompanied by a brand new 4K restoration from the original camera negative, still offers a reasonable upgrade over the previous Blu-ray releases. The 2160p resolution does make for some appreciative gains to finer detail, even if subtle, with the cracks and wrinkles on Bronson's face being more defined, better textural clarity on clothing, specifically suits, and a slightly increased complexity to some background details. The grain structure now appears finer and more evenly spread, retaining a good density throughout with a nice natural cinematic appearance. Unfortunately, the image is far from artifact-free, with fairly frequent pops, speckles and dirt appearing throughout the movie. There is less than we've seen before though, and it's just another sign of the movie's age. The film does also have its fair share of softer scenes, whether with the soft focus shots or limitations of the aging source material. This obviously reduces the level of detail that can be attained out of some shots, something which is fairly common in films of this period. With its urban New York setting, the film lends itself to a drab and soft natural colour palette, with grey, beige and light blue tones mainly dominating, accompanied with some harsher blacks. The HDR grading bolsters these tones, whilst also bringing some adjustments, tweaks and a new level of saturation to the palette, with an increased vibrancy to red hues and a subtle boost to blue tones. The white balance is mainly crisp and bold, but can sometimes appear off-white, with a new slight yellow tinge to some of the whites. One of the key areas where the image falters slightly is in regards to the black levels and the darker scenes, with a few shots exhibiting some crush, limiting the depth and detail and making them appear flat. Not all of the darker scenes suffer the same fate though, with decent depth to some of the nighttime city streets. No serious encode or compression related issues were detected, with the image retaining good stability throughout. If you enjoyed this type of content, why not consider subscribing and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at chrisatthemovies to stay up to date with the latest physical media news. Moving on to the audio quality. Kino's 4K presentation is accompanied with the same DTS 2.0 track as on the previous Blu-ray releases, along with a brand new DTS 5.1 mix. For the purpose of this review, I opted to listen to the DTS 5.1 track. The 5.1 soundtrack brings an added dimension and space to the listening experience, with key environments such as the bustling police department, the underground subway train, or the nighttime New York City streets filling out the rear channels with atmospheric effects. Certain noises and effects can overcrowd the soundstage a little, with some of the environmental sounds affecting clarity, but this is down to how the original sound design was created. Herbie Hancock's score emphasises the drama and suspense effectively, but some of the livelier pieces can tend to sound a tad whiny and unbalanced, and dialogue is rendered clear and audible with no problems to report. To summarise, I'll give the picture a 6.8. With the film's dark and gritty urban setting, it's never going to be the most stunning or dazzling of images, but the 4K disc stays in keeping with the movie and offers some reasonable enhancements to the image, and fans of the movie should appreciate subtle upgrades to finer detail, the grain structure and the colour palette. And I'll give the audio a 6.7. Although the original sound design does sound its age, the new DTS 5.1 mix still brings a bit more to the table, with the surround channels adding an extra sense of dimension to the soundscape, with a nice level of atmospheric environmental ambience. Plus, you still have the option to listen to the original DTS 2.0 track if you desire. So these are my thoughts on Death Wish on 4K Blu-ray. Will you be picking this one up? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching guys, enjoy your movies, bye!